Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to Inside Electronic. This is Uncle Misha, and today we have another cool thing on the bench. This is the cassette player or cassette deck, which I would like to get. I wanted to get for a while, and finally I put my hands on it, or snatched one. So it is apparently fully functional and operational unit, so I don't have to repair it. But nevertheless, first of all, we're gonna talk about it, and secondly, we're gonna take a look what is the condition, and we're probably gonna run some tests and maybe calibration. So as you see, this long anticipated cassette deck, anticipated to me, which I really wanted to get it, is Nakamichi MR1. This is a studio kind of equivalent of Nakamichi BX300. But honestly, I wanted to have BX300, but in our really dry market, this is what I can get, and I'm actually okay with that. MR1 is really good cassette deck, very close to Nakamichi BX300, and probably mechanism is quite equivalent. Electronic is slightly different. I'll show you what is the differences. What are the different? There are a few differences. Obviously, this has to be a little bit clean up. We're gonna double check all operational parameters of this thing, but it is supposed to be fully operational. And actually, I did test it before purchase. Yes, I bought it. This thing is not free. All right, so let's talk about the MR1. So MR1 looks like is a studio model because it has this a rack mount thing, which actually can be detached. So differences between this one and BX300, I don't know everything 100%, but what I know, the first one is the pitch control. Right here, BX300 has the bias control. So this is one of the differences. So technically you can switch it. Mechanism should be identical. Majority of other things should be identical, I think. There are some differences which are on the back. There are some differences which at the front panel, which again can be rectified. For example, some people even switch panels between BX300 and MR1. One of the specificities here that this front panel is a bit higher. It protrudes higher than the top and higher than the bottom, just because of the mount. So technically, if you want to put it in a nice audio rack with some other equipment, just pretty much standing one on top of another, this is going to be a little bit of a problem. And this particular model does not have feet attached, just rack mount. So technically, I can do it. I can MacGyver some 3D printed stands, which I can put, I can attach to the Nakamichi MR1. So let's take a look at the back. So this is the back of the Nakamichi MR1. As you see, it's quite intense here. So first of all, we have probably the biggest difference that we have those XLR outputs, all right? So this sort of indication of professional nature of this device, because XLR outputs, this is balanced XLR output. So technically it's good and bad, because look at this. So these XLR outputs, they have plus 4 dBm balanced. And there is also a quarter-inch plugs here as well, but they are minus 10 dBV unbalanced. So technically you have choice. If you have converters, which I do have actually, bunch of XLRs, no problem for me at all. So I can MacGyver some XLR to RC connectors, so it's super easy. I don't have any other gear except a few microphones and stuff which are XLR. So this doesn't need to be XLR really. So I definitely have to come up with converters. So for inputs and outputs, technically you can, that's not a big deal for me. That is also pretty cool that it has external noise reduction. So this is either go outside into some noise reduction device and back in, or just loops back in. So that's pretty cool. MPX filtered on and off, which is very nice, and remote. So this is a wired remote. Technically, when I have time, I have an idea to actually MacGyver my own remote. So this is something I'll be thinking about. Quality control passed, very nice, made in Japan. There is even nice grounding point here, which is paramount for studio equipment. Curious, what is this about? Yeah, there is no voltage switch, and the voltage is 120 volt, 50 or 60 hertz. Very interesting. Power consumption 30 watts, and serial number is 8704. So this is a relatively early unit, I would say. I'm not sure if these units, they were produced before Nakamichi BX300. I think this is like older model, probably talking about 79 or something. So I was hoping that this device would have a gear instead of idler, but no, that's probably no chance. So this still has idler, and this idler has to have taken seriously because they can go bad with time. So we have to take a look at that. We also have to take a look at the condition of all belts, especially that back tension belt, which can cause some tapes to be jammed. So this is the back, and as you see, this particular area is the major differences. So this all balanced output is the major difference. So let's take it to the bench and let's take a look what's going on inside and see what is the condition inside. I'm telling you right away, this deck is operational, so there is no point to power it up right now. Okay, my friends, so we have this Nakamichi MR1 on the bench, so let's take it open and let's see what the condition is inside, because I didn't have chance to look myself. I hope, I don't know how this is removable, but let's see, never done this before. Do I have to remove the whole freaking panel in order to get inside, or what? Oh, okay, I hope this is gonna just slide and this thing gonna stick. Okay, 4 screws. Anything on the back? No. Okay, that's easy. Ta-da! Oh, wow! I do not know how original Nakamichi BX, for example, is supposed to look like, but this guy looks like has a lot of pocketing here. So this board and this board has extra op amps in it. So maybe this is because it's all balanced stuff. Look like lots of stuff unpopulated. Huh. Okay, this is very interesting. Oh my god, look at this amount of wires. This is crazy. Okay, like no one was here because otherwise you won't be able to pull this mechanism out without cutting these guys, unless someone actually replaced them with this beefy ones. I don't know how it's supposed to look originally. Okay, let's check the condition of capacitors. It would be very hard. Pretty much cannot see anything because of all that, all these outputs. Crazy. Okay, what is this board? What do we have? Aha, okay, it's probably noise. Dolby noise reduction kind of board. Oh, like something is disconnected right here. I'm curious what was. Looks like there's a different options. Okay, it's connected here, but disconnected here. Very interesting. Need to understand what is what and where it goes, because it's a lot of connectors right here. Mamma mia, that's a lot of stuff going on. Whoa. Капец. Okay, I totally did not expect to see all this here. Yikes. Okay, so definitely I need the service manual because this is just mind-boggling. Looks like our
non-balanced outputs right here, and they are left and right separate. Okay, but the funny thing is that these guys still 1, 2, 3 contacts, so probably they are joined together at some point. Yeah, they're not, obviously not stereo. Sorry, one of them is left, another is right channel, so it's not like they are carry both of them stereo signal. That's a lot of cramped wires. Oh wow, I don't even know if you really want to go in here. It's a little bit kind of how you do it here. It's a little board, I don't know what is it. Little add-on board. What do we have? Okay, this a wire goes somewhere here, so I assume that's supposed to be a, oh my god, that's really cramped. Okay guys, I think this is what you pay for a having MR level, professional level cassette deck, because look at this, it's just all these jaws and whole bunch of wires coming in is completely cramming the space here. Insane. Alright, so okay, well, it is what it is. It's actually pretty cool to have such a powerful cassette deck. Nevertheless, we have to examine capacitors to see if they are crap or not. Also, would like to see if they, oh, they do have orange capacitors. Are these orange capacitors notorious to go bad? These guys or not? Are this is the one? I cannot take photos because I never actually had orange capacitors in my cassette deck, which has to be replaced. And this one is the, because I have also CR3 which doesn't have this orange capacitor. Let me take a photo and I ask people if this is the orange capacitors. Not that many of them right there, but access obviously very ridiculous. Yeah, they scattered all over the place. It's not like they are in. Wow. It's like super cramped. Holy, look at these bunches of wires. Insane. I'm just taking the photos. Okay, orange capacitors. So we have some orange capacitors, so we have to kind of determine if they can go bad or not. I'm curious, why so many missing here? It's another kind of interesting scenario. Yeah. Oh wow, front here it has two balanced inputs. That's insane. Oh wow, this thing is monsters. And here what we have? Line input balance. So essentially, yeah, this looks like these guys at front duplicates these guys in the back. Cool, and probably the same kind of orange capacitors are that board. So essentially there's two copies of these boards here, I believe. Very, very interesting. So I think today is my goal is to clean up everything as I could, clean up a front panel, clean up a tape mechanism, clean up inside tape mechanism, clean up heads and things like that. Do not do any electrical and any other adjustment and try, well, no. Then try check the level and check the azimuth. Okay, maybe actually do azimuth calibration or level calibration. And I don't know what kind of level this thing is tuned to, like ISO or Nakamichi. It could be a little bit of different levels, like I think 0.8 dB difference. So we have to go through all that without touching any electrical adjustment. Then I'm gonna do sweep, frequency sweep, like few sweeps with different tapes, just to capture the electronics condition, you know, like just to have a reference point. And then after that, I'll be looking into electronic adjustment. Okay, so but first and foremost, we have to clean up as much as possible. Like there is a lot of dust in here and things like that, so we're gonna clean up that because in addition to like doing cleanups and things like that, I have to clean up all potentiometers. So I think that's gonna be part of this. Potentially for that, I would have to remove the front panel, because looks like in order to access these guys, yeah, I have to like remove the front panel. This regular potentiometer is relatively not accessible actually, even this output level. Yeah, so I have to do all that before I actually would go with the calibration. Okay, so let me start on that. Let me first gauge and understand what I have to unscrew. Probably actually it would have to go with front panel. Yeah, unscrew in order to remove the front panel, and then do some cleanup, clean up the front panel, clean up everything else, and then we will continue. So we have this bottom panel, which probably have to be removed. I'm not 100% sure if it has to be removed, but I will remove it and just double check what's going on down there. It's probably another good idea to double check to see if there's any capacitor leaks or whatever, any shorts, any cockroaches, because usually everything falls down to the bottom. Also, as you see here, there are 4 places for feet. Okay, so I have to manufacture some because I think it's very important. Oh wow. It's very important to have those feet installed because of that lip. It's pretty high here, so that has to be pretty tall footprint of the feet, because you cannot compensate for this big plate. So I have to think about it. How do I go about it? And someone actually, what the hell is going on with this screw? Probably have to replace it. It's kind of yeah. It's quite dirty, some kind of shmoo. Bloody hell. Holy smokes, it's a lot of bodges here. Ha! Curious what are those? And of course a lot of dirt. So yes, there are a few screws here, but looks like I could have just went through the hole in order to access that. And looks like the belt, oh wow, the belt just visible right here, and the belt seems to be in good condition, I must say. Yeah. So obviously we're gonna check valve and flutter to make sure it's all good and dandy, but so far, well, lots of crap here, so this is all has to be cleaned up and washed. But that goes to the side. Okay. The way the tape mechanism is kind of situated here, I like it more than other DACs. It's not like cramped. Look at this capacitor, it just... What? This is interesting. They actually decided to band those feet. Oh my god, so many bodges. What's going on here? Look at this. It's even transistor, another resistor here. Wow. What is going on? Something was fixed here. No freaking way. Look at this. Bodges. Like this is weird looking. Bodges right here. I'm not sure what are those. Like this is just a little wire, so it's okay, but this like... this is... wow. The resistor here. Like a little bodge here with some like this diode probe or resistor. No way. Lots of bodge. Let me capture the photo of this just for reference. Oh yeah, look at this. Probably another, like as I mentioned, this is very similar board from the other side. Yeah. And this is probably voltage regulators here. That's cool. From the other side, with orange capacitors. Yeah. So again, I'm gonna capture that, and we will proceed of removing the front panel. So in order to remove tape mech here, I guess, not the tape mech, but get access to the front panel, I think I have to remove this as well. And here we are, the tape mech is actually dropping. I see it dropping. Is this all? What's else holding? Okay. Just try to understand what's holding it. Let's turn it around. I don't have any belts that I have to replace, unfortunately, yet. So maybe I should have wait till I get belts and parts for this guy. But my idea is to actually do this before I receive belts. It's gonna be probably double work here, but let me eject. This is removable. Oh, nice and clean. This has to be all cleaned up as well. Just try to find a good position in order to remove it. Thinking up my mind how to. Aha, I see. Okay, let me screw this back in. I don't wanna remove the tape mech just yet. So I'm gonna put the tape mechanism back on. Because looks like it's just getting loose and hey, just gonna put this back on just to make sure. I don't need to touch it yet. I didn't realize that's just a part of it. Okay, so that's secured. Let me. What's going on? Right here. Okay. Sorry. Ah! You son of a... This thing is heavy. Pretty heavy. Okay. This one, and... Okay. Front panel is coming out. Look at that. It's pretty beefy. Like, maybe it's possible to just freaking cut it like this, because this is like overkill. Oh no, it's hollow inside. No, it's not possible. But nice looking, nevertheless. The panel, very nice looking. Actually in good condition. Oops. Okay, now we have good access to everything. It's still not good access to these guys. Yeah, I thought these potentiometers would be easily accessible, but not. My god, I don't want to shit. Okay, well, at least I'm gonna clean up here everything. It's better, obviously much better access to the tape mechanism, to some of the switches here. So now, in order to remove this front panel, I don't know how many screws are here. Here. It's not that many. Maybe we will do that. Looks like it's I don't know. I honestly never done this before, so just figuring out as we speak. So the probably. But if I can't remove this front panel just like this, because that's gonna. Maybe I will. Let me try. I want to see what's happened, because it looks like it's gonna go together with the tape mechanism, obviously. So which is, okay, this side of the panel gonna okay, just gonna put these guys on this side. Let me clean this up before, because it's quite dirty. It's so far it's quite nice and modular. It's not like that. It's not that complicated to take apart so far. Okay. What is this? It's just a power button. Do I have to remove it? Maybe not. Just leave it where it is for now. Just want to make sure it doesn't have enough slack. No, it doesn't have enough slack because it's tied down here, but it can be. There, I'll remove this. If it's make my life easier, I will remove it. And it's not self-toppers, that's a self-screwers. It's just regular threaded. What's those holding you? I don't understand. Something holding it. Okay, well, I don't know what's holding it. Whatever. Okay, now, no. So this is gonna dislodge the tape mech. Well, where are more screws? Here and here. Okay, this goes apart. This is the last screw which holds it on this side. Not self-topper. Oops, come back. What else holding? Oh, it's I'm not sure. Screw. The shorty one, okay. Okay, this moved freely now. What else holding you? I do not understand. Do not understand, because well, I mean potentially all these like wire wraps holding this thing together, can it be? But it's not even moving. Anything here? Maybe this guy. Okay, well there is one screw, like let me unscrew it, but I'm afraid. No, it's not it. It's just a potentiometer. Okay, that's falling out. No, that was not it. Okay, well, make sure we put this back on together. Oh, for real? Oh, wow. But this is crazy. So there is a screw which actually screwing this board from this angle. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but unscrewable. Which is it's very hard to reach. Yeah, this is tricky. Okay, now it's came apart. Did it? No, not yet. Here, this guy. Okay. Holy smokes, that's some intense thingy. Okay, I'm actually kind of afraid to pull all this apart. At least now it's moving, right? Now it is moving, but what else is holding it? I have no idea. You know what? Whatever, screw that. I don't gonna take it furthermore apart. Let me run some tests like it is. I'm gonna clean up just tape mechanism because this is getting too insane. I don't want to take it apart to the point I can would have to like I wouldn't be able to actually run some tests on it. Those are 3 identical, so let's put this power screws back on. Okay. Okay, so that's all right. I'm gonna just latch it back. So there are some latches here which go like this, and I'm gonna put this screws back on. Even if there is a problem, well, the problem could be an issue when there is a. Okay, this is self-topper. There was another self-topper right here. Oh, actually 2. No, shorty was not here. The long one was here. Was it this kind of screw? I forgot. No, I think this guy was here. And I didn't really need to unscrew it because this is just these buttons. Yeah, the self-topper was actually here. So yeah, this is just to keep this together, that's it. And then we can clean up. Lots of dust in here. Oh, very dusty. By the way, there is no cassette compartment, any light of any kind. That's kind of weird, but yeah. The downside of actually running tests on completely disassembled cassette deck, that it may have some interferences, for example, from these LED lights potentially. So I'm not sure this is the best idea again, but at least I will clean it up and then we will see. Maybe I'll. Okay, so let me prop it like this. Okay, so now we have good access to the tape mechanism and we can work on it. All right. So first of all, we're gonna clean up every rubber parts and the head here, and some dust, lots of dust here. This thing picks up dust very nicely, but it's not easy to do so. Yeah, all the switches have to be deoxidated, because otherwise they're gonna potentially may create. Oh, let's look at this. What's supposed to be here? There is like a spot with some kind of mounting thing. There are two LEDs here. What was this for? Was this kind of chassis shared between like different cassette decks? Curious. Yeah, like curious what is here. Maybe some kind of little slider thingy. No, maybe indication of a sort. Who knows? And two LEDs here, potentially. Yeah, curious. Because this is identical to this, two more. Because BC noise reduction is right here, so I have no idea. Okay, so let's get some alcohol and try to clean up. So we have alcohol here. A whole bunch of wipes. The head doesn't look to be too bad, but so the smaller one here is recording, bigger one is a playback. Actually, sorry, voiceover. This one is recording, this is playback. Because like tape moves like this, recording has to be first and then playback. So the bigger one is recording. Okay, so now I would like to power it up. Okay, let's just clean up capstans. It's not dirty at all. Also, they are spinning all the time. How do you know that cassette is not there? Oh, that's how. Oh, it's actually pretty clean. Yeah. Okay, the tape mechanism was actually surprisingly clean. You can use leftover of the alcohol on some switches. Okay, so now it's time to run some sweep test. So this is probably going to be doing off camera because it's I don't have gear like in this particular bench. It's on my close to my computer. So maybe one day I will show you what exactly I do for my sweep test. It's kind of video on its own. By the way, this part is I don't know, is high voltage or not? No, it's not high voltage. So those fuses, they are after the transformer. Yeah. Looks like there is no the fuses which are before transformer on the main voltages. Yeah, there's only one filtering capacitors right here. Capacitor right here. There's no fuses. Very interesting. Okay, so let's stop here, run some sweep test. I'm gonna show you results.
Alright guys, so as you see, I moved into a different desk. It's much better to show my testing procedures. So what I have today, I have multimeter in hertz mode. I have this headphone adapter into 6.5 into RCA. That's how I'm gonna measure my speed. So I have those two calibration cassettes from duplication.ca. So first we're gonna go with the tape speed. Just power it up. So this one has 3150 Hertz. I'm not gonna touch it. It has also 540 Hertz, but I'm not gonna touch that. Let's just go here. In Hertz mode, I'm going to measure frequency right on this output, and it's quite wibbly wobbly. Now it is 31, almost 40. So we are 10 Hertz off the nominal. Again, these tapes are not there, not here. I wouldn't be trusting them too much, but roughly it's like just for eyeballing. So we only like 10 to 20 Hertz off. So it's like 0.5, 0.3% off. So it's not too bad. So I would say, judging by these not too precise cassettes, the speed is good. And obviously I'm trying to use those cheapo calibration cassettes, because if a cassette deck has problem with tape mechanism, it may mess up my good and expensive calibration cassette tapes. All right, so I think we're doing pretty good on this front. Now let's just stop that and let's check the level. So Dolby level. So the only thing is that this Dolby level is for one flux, and as far as I know, Nakamichis are calibrated for a different flux, and the different is 0.8 dB. So let's see what's gonna be happening here. And now we are at +4. It's a little hard to see in this kind of bright light. It's at +4. So it's substantially higher than I expected. It's supposed to be actually lower. No, higher, a little bit higher, like 0.8 higher, like let's say maybe 2. So we have to go through the calibration process, and we are recording at 315 Hertz. And obviously speed is a little bit off, that's why we have 313.9 Hertz, so that's not too bad. So this is our like a pre-calibration, so this sort of assumes that playback is fine and the speed is fine. There is no big issues with the cassette deck. So two channels are working. Obviously, next step would be actually to do some kind of recording, but this is I'll be doing that only after I actually go and properly calibrate everything. So first I'm gonna use an ANT cassette, calibration cassette, that start with azimuth, then speed, then rest, following the service manual for Nakamichi MR1. I think that's gonna be it for now. I think we are looking good. This cassette deck is quite promising and it's not in some kind of horrible condition. We're gonna bring it back to life and it's gonna be nice and amazing. So guys, please stay tuned for more videos, stay safe, and see you next time. Ciao. So guys, at this time, I'm gonna be wrapping up. So I believe this cassette deck is in really good shape. So we just need to tweak it and it's gonna be perfect. If you guys like to see more videos, please subscribe, like the video, comment. I'll be happy to hear from you. Please stay tuned, stay safe, and ciao.